Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
And we start with a new development in the years-long fight over Highland Park's massive water bill. The city reaching a deal with the Great Lakes Water Authority on a payment plan. Good to have you with us this noon, everybody. I'm Jason Colthorpe. The deal buys the city of Highland Park time to pay off that $24 million bill. Megan Woods here with us this afternoon live. And Megan, walk us through how this is going to work.
Well, it all depends on if the city of Highland Park can pay Great Lakes Water Authority, GLEWA, $1 million by this Friday. Now, right now, there is a hearing going on, so that may change. But as of right now, we know that that payment of $1 million will be applied to the judgment of the 2014 case or a final settlement if they reach one. Now, both the city and GLEWA agree that the about $24 million will continue to accrue interest. Now, when the $1 million is received, the two parties will request a stay on that 2014 case. Now, if Highland Park does not pay that $1 million by Friday, the stays are immediately lifted and GLEWA can immediately enforce the judgment in the 2014 case. So the state intends to continue being involved in the efforts to find a solution for this until they find a solution. Tonight, we take a closer look at what's going on during the hearing that's happening right now, as well as breaking down, again, those that information. You can also find it on clickondetroit.com. Reporting live in Highland Park, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
All right, Megan, we'll definitely be watching to see what happens on Friday, and we'll look for you a little bit later on Local 4. Survivors of a gas station shooting on Detroit's west side testifying against the store clerk right now. Al-Hassan Ayash is charged with involuntary manslaughter for last month's shooting at the Mobil gas station on McNichols. Prosecutors say he locked 3 customers inside the station with an irate customer who was armed with a gun. 1 customer was shot and killed. 2 others were also shot but survived. On the stand this morning, the 2 survivors say the gunman clearly told the clerk if he didn't unlock the door, he was going to shoot and kill everyone inside.
He only made one statement. He only made one threat.
He only made one threat the whole time he was there.
I mean, to me, I'm going to shoot everyone in here if you don't unlock the door. That's a threat.
Okay.
Ayash's attorney is arguing one of the victims caused the shooting by walking toward the gunman. After this hearing, a judge will decide if the clerk will stand trial. That hearing still going on. We have a crew in the courtroom. We'll let you know the outcome. This afternoon, investigators are hoping new surveillance video helps them solve a murder in Highland Park. State police say this video shows a possible suspect walking and running in the parking lot of the Woodward Inn. This is near McNichols. Police found a 34-year-old woman dead in one of the rooms on Friday. Police say the suspect was wearing a hoodie and black Adidas pants with white stripes down the sides. They don't have any information on a motive yet. A woman tries to break into an apartment, then fires shots into it on the campus of the University of Michigan. Police say the woman tried to force her way into the Northwood building on Cram Circle near Hubbard. This was last night. She had an unopened folding knife in her hand and fought with the man who lives there. When she left, police say she fired 2 gunshots through the window. No one inside was hurt. Police say the woman has red hair with long braids and was wearing a pink shirt. Ring a bell? Call U of M police. Decision 2024 now. The field for the White House getting pretty crowded. 2 former allies of former President Trump expected to officially announce their bids, one as early as tonight. Bree Jackson reporting from the nation's capital as it all comes with Trump's legal troubles mounting.
Former Vice President Mike Pence filed paperwork with the Federal Elections Commission on Monday. Pence is joining the presidential race as one of the investigations into his former boss reaches a critical stage.
Well, hello, Iowa!
The paperwork is in. Former Vice President Mike Pence plans to officially declare his candidacy Wednesday. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is expected to announce this evening. adding more names to the list of candidates vying for the 2024 Republican nomination.
I don't know why people are doing it.
Former President Trump, the current frontrunner, faces political and legal challenges. His attorneys meeting Monday with the special counsel as the investigation into Trump's handling of classified documents could hit a pivotal moment when a federal grand jury reconvenes in Florida to hear evidence this week.
It tells me that this case is expanding.
This grand jury could be back in session to hear more evidence, or it could be back in session to seek indictments.
Trump insists he did not break any laws. Writing on Truth Social, how can DOJ possibly charge me, who did nothing wrong, when no other presidents were charged? A message he's repeated on the campaign trail.
All I know is this. Everything I did was right.
We saw when the president is charged and faces a loss of liberty that in some ways it empowers the Trump candidacy.
Trump claims the investigation is politically motivated as a growing field of political opponents set their sights on the White House. And New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, a vocal critic of former President Trump, says he will not run in 2024. Instead, Sununu says he will do whatever he can to block Trump from claiming the Republican nomination. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Okay, Bree. Pope Francis was in the hospital briefly this morning for tests and is now back in the Vatican. The 86-year-old pontiff spent 3 days at that same hospital for bronchitis back in March. He was put on antibiotics for that. The Vatican not saying what these tests were for today. Another hazy afternoon appearing across Metro Detroit. You can see a thick layer from our Southfield camera there. Across the country, 73 million Americans are under air quality alerts today. This is a look at the haze in New York City this morning. The National Weather Service says it's in part being caused by the drifting smoke from those wildfires burning in Canada. Forewarned meteorologist Brian Sherman in for Ashley today as we deal with our own wildfires throughout Michigan and our own danger alerts, Brian.
Yeah, that's right, Jason, especially not only today, but for at least the next few days, there is going to be an elevated fire weather risk across southeastern Michigan. So much so, the Storm Prediction Center has placed all of southeastern Michigan under that elevated risk with the combination of the dry ground, the low relative humidity and gusty winds. Any fire that does start could get out of control very quickly until we get some rain moving into the region. We're going to combine that with what you just saw there, that smoke from those Canadian wildfires giving us that hazy glow outside throughout the entire day today. The dry weather continues for the majority of the week before we do bring in rain chances back to the forecast, looking ahead into the upcoming weekend. Tower cam over downtown Detroit. We've kept a little bit of cloud cover and that haze with 60s and 70s across the board. 72 right now here in Detroit, 68 over in Howell, 66 working into Pontiac, and a warmer 77 right now working into Adrian. The cloud cover from the cold front still moving from the north to the south heading into lunchtime, so we will keep some filtered sunshine into the forecast through the rest of the day. High temperatures near 80 degrees by late this afternoon. Much more on the fire danger and rain that's on the way. Your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.